9 p.m. for tomorrow evening. Threats with storms, well, some of those could be severe. We'll need to watch out for locally heavy rainfall, gusty winds. Could see some winds 60+ miles per hour if we do get any severe storms that happen, and need to watch out for the risk of some localized flooding. Even on Saturday, you know, coming off of a period where we didn't have a lot of rain, when you get it all at one time, it causes some big problems. We had some water rescues around Oxford there on Saturday. I saw some photos on my Facebook page, but you know, not saying there's going to guarantee we'll have something like that tomorrow, but just we need to watch out for it. And certainly compared to today, plan for the possibility of some slowdowns and some weather impacts for the afternoon and evening drive for tomorrow. All right, looking at the radar right now, not a lot going on here locally. The temperatures running a bit hotter across West Alabama, very seasonal, and then around the eastern areas we're seeing some 80s out there. We actually had some low clouds that held on through a good portion of the day, especially around Jefferson, Shelby County. During the morning, it took a while before those low clouds to break up, so that helped us out temperature-wise. Right now, tonight, though, we are seeing some scattered areas of rain making their way further north. This is a lot of that unsettled weather that we were tracking on the news associated with that disturbance across the northern Gulf of Mexico. It's actually the system from the past weekend that's just stalled out, and we could see a tropical low develop out of that. To the north, though, we're catching a little bit of that rain moving north towards Chilton County. So if you're watching me around places like Maplesville, here in Bibb County, even back into Perry and Hale counties, and notice actually some rain starting to move into Coosa County right there around Goodwater and Sylacauga. If we go to the next 60 minutes and we track that, you can see within the hour, if that holds together, that could move out here towards Stewartville, maybe the Fayetteville areas there. So keep a watch out for the possibility of a storm. Most areas, though, it looks like for tonight will remain dry. But if you don't have our First Alert weather app, a lot of folks watching us on our streaming channels right now, be sure to open your camera on your mobile device, scan that code. That will take you to our WBRC First Alert weather app. A wonderful tool to have on a day like tomorrow, because we are going to see some lightning producers. And you'll get that alert. It'll say, hey, you have lightning within a couple of miles of where you are, and it works anywhere you are. So download it. It's free, and download our First Alert weather app, and we'll be passing along a lot of updates also on the tropics. I want to bring in meteorologist Lauren Linehan. And Lauren, I was noticing, looking at some of the data, I believe I had pulled up, and hold on here for a minute. I just want to show you. I had the radar pulled up across the region, and you can actually see, I'll try to go back over to the analysis mode here, but you could see a little bit, it almost seemed like a circulation starting to show up in some of this data across South Alabama. You could almost see that counterclockwise kind of spin going on. You see that? A little bit of a spin happening there. And this is that area. I know we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening with this disturbance over the northern Gulf of Mexico, but the models are kind of all over the place with this, but we do see a lot of the impacts from this, at least for the next few days, staying south of us.
Yeah, that's right, Wes. And the thing is, it's hard for models to really get a handle on these type of systems until there's a well-defined low-level center of circulation. We're just not seeing that. But as Wes was noting, as we look here at our First Alert AccuTrack, it may be hard for the novice eye to see, but there is a little bit of counterclockwise circulation here. But notice this is very stretched out, very disorganized. So we've got some storms over the Gulf and the western Gulf, and then have some that have been developing along the Florida Panhandle into South Alabama, South Georgia today. So what we're beginning to see is that little bit of counterclockwise rotation over land. Now, if that were happening over the Gulf, it would certainly warrant a little bit more of our attention. But right now, the National Hurricane Center still has a low chance of development for this disorganized area of showers and storms. This disturbance in the upper levels of the atmosphere could potentially organize, not looking overly favorable, but that low chance of development over the next 5 days. Look, though, what is trying to nudge in from the north. Another front. Yes, it's a cold front. Is it going to get colder? No, but we do have another front headed our way. And because of that and the disturbance in the Gulf, we are going to be seeing an increase in moisture here over the next 24 hours. They're like, moisture? What do you mean? That sounds kind of icky. Well, we're talking humidity and a first alert for some more storms in the forecast for tomorrow. So pay attention to these orange colors here. That is deep tropical moisture that's going to be moving in tomorrow. Along with that front, you ever get a front to come through, that serves basically to lift up any warm, humid air at the surface and can create storms. So here we are Wednesday afternoon, that moisture over us. But then notice Hey, what's that blue there? It's not necessarily colder air, but it is drier air, more comfortable, that's going to be coming in. Now we know it's humid all the time in the summertime, but it's not going to be as muggy as it has been. So that's going to result in any lower rain chances as we get into the afternoon on Thursday. Any rain chance staying to our south, but it also looks like looking relatively drier as we go into the weekend. But we have been seeing hints as we go into next week that we could be seeing a return of tropical moisture. Could that be in the way of a tropical system? Well, it looks unlikely at this time, but it's not out of the question. You always have to watch when these fronts nudge themselves down into the Gulf of Mexico this time of the year, because sometimes it can spin up areas of low pressure. And as Wes was noting, we're kind of seeing that counterclockwise circulation, which indicates maybe an area of low pressure is trying to organize, but maybe out of the question at this time. So this is one of our models here. This is our GFS model that is showing all of that moisture down in the Gulf of Mexico. Here we are this evening, but as we go into tomorrow, we see that front coming through will help to spark showers and storms across central Alabama with that low end severe threat, which Wes is going to be breaking down later in the show. But here we are Thursday as that front moves to our south. That's going to take that best chance of rain likely across South Alabama. So if you're vacationing anywhere along the Gulf Coast as we go into the weekend, I would still prepare for higher than average rain chances. We might not see as much rain here in central Alabama because of that front coming through, but it's not out of the question that there's still going to be plenty of rain along the Gulf Coast. And then here we go into next week, still suggesting some high rainfall totals that could potentially lead to some localized flooding. So it's something we're going to keep a watch on. Now, these models showing the rainfall potential, they're not overly accurate. I don't want you to get too hung up on what you're seeing here in terms of how many inches of rain, but kind of look at the colors. Notice where you've got those darker colors here along the Gulf Coast. That's where we're likely going to be seeing the highest rainfall totals over the next week or so, regardless of whether a tropical system develops or not. There's a lot of tropical moisture in the atmosphere. And then here at home, I think we could at least get a good inch or so of rain over the next week. We certainly want to watch for any storms tomorrow that could be prolific rainfall producers like we saw on Saturday. You get these storms, if they're moving a little slowly, they can dump a lot of rain in a short amount of time, West. So I think that's certainly something we're going to be having to keep a close eye on. Even if you don't get a storm that packs a punch with damaging winds, even if you don't get a tropical system, when you got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, all bets are off.
That's right. That's why we see a lot of these flash flood events that just pop up on some afternoons. These storms, they sometimes slow up, and you and I were talking about how the model data sometimes, when it comes to these estimated rainfall totals, it changes every model run.
It does, indeed. And so that's why you always have to be staying up to date with the forecast. And we got so much tropical moisture in the air, we got flies in the studio. So.
Well, watch out for the fly there.
Yeah, first alert for flies in the building, in case anyone wanted to know.
Okay, just trying to stay cool, right? As we look at what's going on with the radar, I just want to point out some of these storms to the north. And this is that front that's going to be moving southward here and helping to kick off those storms for us tomorrow. We're going to be dealing with an increasing chance for storms here again afternoon into the evening hours, but do also check in with us tonight, tomorrow morning, just in case that timing needs to be moved up as we watch the situation there for tomorrow. But we're going to talk a lot more about the forecast, what's on the way for the rest of the week, and also we're going to check in with meteorologist Matt Daniel talking about the World Games forecast. If you're heading to the beach, we'll get into more specifics on that forecast and a nice little look into what the urban heat island effect is all about as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
At West Shore Home, we pride ourselves on being the fastest and most convenient option for homeowners who are looking for a new shower or bath project. Today, Joe and I are going to look at some projects, why they're so popular, and how we can offer you some extra savings right now.
Yeah, well, Kirsten, the big question out there is why are so many people choosing to remodel their shower or bath right now?
Joe, right now homeowners across America are looking for ways to reinvest and build value in their homes. Replacing your shower or bath is a great way to do that. For folks who call in right now, we're offering some great savings with our 4th of July flash sale. You can lock in that price and get limited time long-term financing of 0% APR for 48 months. And on top of that, for anyone who calls in now, we'll take an additional $1,500 off your shower or bath project.
Wow, it seems like the price of everything else keeps going up, but you're saying for anybody that calls in now, they can lock in their price and get 0% APR for 48 months. That's amazing. Now, Kirsten, for a project like this, they probably have to put some money down, right?
They definitely don't. So many people think when they're going to do a project like this, they have to have thousands of dollars saved up for a down payment. That's simply not the case.
So you're saying they can start their project now and not have to worry about paying anything out of pocket. That's incredible. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, what do one of these projects look like when they're finished? Can you give us an example?
This homeowner wanted something that was safer and more accessible. We came in and installed a brand new walk-in shower. The best part is they were able to take advantage of our long-term financing. That's 0% APR for 48 months. And just as a reminder, anyone who calls in right now can get an additional $1,500 off their project.
Wow, Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, it does not get any easier than this. This offer ends this week. Call in now to get 0% APR for 48 months. And for a limited time, they're taking $1,500 off every shower and bath project. Call West Shore Home now.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm First Alert meteorologist Lauren Linehan. We're pretty quiet in terms of storms in our area, but I know a lot of you have been going to the World Games this week. We're so happy to host the World here in Birmingham. We check in with meteorologist Matt Daniel now for a forecast update.
All right, we got a lot of visitors from around the world for the World Games, and I just want to give you an update on the forecast. And of course, one important thing to always remember, that UV index. It's summertime, so it's usually in that very high to extreme range, and tomorrow's no different, especially for the first half of the day. It's at a 10, so that burn time around 15 minutes. And remember, you can still burn even if it's a partly sunny sky with some clouds around. So make sure you grab the hat, the sunglasses, and of course, apply the sunscreen every other hour or so, and of course find shade and limit time outdoors. And here's a look at your UV index forecast for the next 5 days, and it's going to fluctuate at times. All depends on how much cloud cover we're going to see, but it's about a 10 tomorrow, 8 on Thursday, a few more clouds, but it's going to be in that very high to extreme range right around 11 as we go into the weekend. So if you are out and about, of course, apply the sunscreen and monitor the WBRC forecast, as we'll see some changes in the weather over the next several days. Let's talk about the World Games, and of course tomorrow, the first half of the day, relatively dry. Looking at some 70s right around 8 o'clock. We'll warm up to near 80 degrees by 9 o'clock, but we'll rapidly warm up, and then a cold front's going to approach, and that's going to enhance our storm chances for the afternoon and evening hours. So if you are going to be outside, there could be some storms, so make sure you watch us tomorrow morning, and we'll have updates throughout the day. And if there's any strong storms, we will let you know through the WBRC First Alert weather app. But you can see those temperatures heating up briefly in the lower 90s, but with any storms that form, will likely cool us down into the 70s. And I know some people might just want to go out and about to the City Walk area, which is really beautiful. If you haven't visited it yet, highly encourage it. It's free. There's vendors, there's stages and music and entertainment. So for Wednesday evening, it is covered up. But therefore, if there is lightning, though, you don't want to be standing outside. You want to go inside. But look at those temperatures at 3 p.m. in the upper 80s, and those by 9 p.m. we're cooling down into the upper 70s. We also have the Barons game, same idea, a chance for some strong storms. This is from Montgomery, and you can see the temperature is cooling down into the 70s by the end of that baseball game. And just a reminder, when thunder roars, go indoors. So just remember, lightning can strike within 10 miles. If you hear rumbles of thunder, lightning is near. So make sure you download the WBRC First Alert weather app. It will notify if there's lightning nearby, if there's heavy rain, if there's a warning, and of course you can get some exclusive forecasts directly from us here at WBRC. And there's Mickey Ferguson right there telling you about a forecast. So make sure you download it. It's a great tool to have when you're out and about for the World Game. Stay safe and monitor the weather as we go into tomorrow.
Thank you, Matt. And always great to have that First Alert weather app on hand, especially when you're trying to survive the summer here in hot Birmingham. But we're not the only hot place in the U.S. We turn now to Arizona. Check in Phoenix at our sister station there for a little science behind why cities run so hot.
It feels like a sauna.
It is so hot.
We got a little mister. Yeah, I just spray it on and it keeps you cool all day, hopefully.
On the hottest day of the year, people are doing their best to stay cool. But even when we enter the overnight hours, it can still be pretty challenging. That's because of the urban heat island effect.
Once the sun goes down, the buildings and the roads start releasing that energy, but they do it much more slowly through the night, so it keeps those temperatures really high.
Paul Inges with the National Weather Service says communities are working to try to mitigate this effect.
That's usually changing the type of building structures that you have, what the buildings are made out of, different reflectivity. So if you use lighter colored materials that can reflect the sunlight back into space so you're not hanging on to it, green cover, canopy, those types of things can have a positive impact on keeping the temperatures down.
And this heat is no joke. 13 people in Maricopa County have died because of the heat already this year. 92 deaths are under investigation. This shows just how much the number of deaths has increased over the years. Last year, there were 338 heat-associated deaths. That's up 69% from 2019.
Even if you're someone that's lived here 10 or 20 years, those temperatures have really gone up a lot in the time that you've been here.
For this born and raised Phoenician, it's something she has noticed firsthand.
Definitely. From a kid, you could play outside all summer. You'd go to the pool and then you'd get out and you could still sit on a bench or sit on a chair. You can't do that now.
So if you thought it was hot in Birmingham, just take a little flight to Phoenix, Arizona. Sure, it's not much better there. First Alert Weather Extra will be right back. We'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt on that full forecast and then go beyond the 7-day.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home. WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
Being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
Live, new, and on your side. Beginning at 9 p.m., WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else on your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
How will the weather impact your roads? The First Alert Weather app has live traffic updates and road conditions for a safer commute. This is why we First Alert.
WBRC Fox 6 News. On your side.
All right, check in on our First Alert 7-day forecast. We do have a first alert for strong storms tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. That possibility is there. Haven't seen a lot of rain so far this week, but the stormy weather becomes more widespread tomorrow, and we'll certainly keep you most informed right here on what's happening out there. Looking ahead towards the weekend, notice our forecast is holding right there with a 30% chance for a storm. Highs near 90 with overnight lows in the 70s, and it looks like a few scattered storms into the start of next week. Here's AccuTrack radar. And locally, we're not seeing a lot of wet weather. The only impacts far southern areas. We do have a little downpour that's tracking north away from Alexander City back in towards places like Sylacauga and far southern Clay County. You get into places like Goodwater. That's another community there could be impacted by some of this lifting to the north, but a lot of this will fall apart later on tonight. Let's jump ahead to tomorrow. If you have plans, need to get some yard work done, wash the car, get out there in the morning, because the afternoon, especially by 2-3 o'clock, you can see those storms become more widespread. We could see a little bit of development far northern areas, maybe Coleman, Hamilton, Gadsden, maybe as early as lunchtime. So to watch that radar tomorrow. All this blast through here, kind of like what we saw this past Saturday. The one change today compared to yesterday, we're still watching all that unsettled weather, as Lauren talked about, down in the Gulf of Mexico, where we had that tropical moisture and maybe a tropical system developing. It looks like this front kind of wins out. It moves in and settles in across our southern area, so we do see rain chances becoming more limited into the day on Thursday, and we see a lot of that tropical moisture staying off to the south of us. So the rain chances more limited in the Thursday afternoon as we go beyond the next 24 hours there. A few isolated afternoon pop-ups. And this also kind of tells the story here, and this is along the lines with some of that data Lauren was talking about, showing the precipitable water. This is actually the dew point that we're looking at here. Both values, good indicators of the depth of the moisture in the atmosphere and the kind of atmosphere that we're looking at here for the end of the week. And the one change today, Thursday and Friday, some indications that we could see maybe some drier air trying to work into Alabama. So for now, we're going to hang on to that 30% chance of an afternoon storm. Really don't see the immediate need to bump up that rain chance based on what we're seeing. But do watch out in the afternoon. We'll probably see Thursday and Friday more of a focus for those afternoon storms south of I-20, just based on what we're seeing right now. But we're going to hang on to just 30% right now going into the weekend with those high temperatures close to 90 degrees. And in the next week, again, Monday and Tuesday, the chance for a few scattered storms in the afternoon. High temperatures staying close to average, though. At least right now, we don't see another heat wave unfolding across the area like what we saw last week with the triple-digit heat, at least in this 7-day forecast. Let's check in right now. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Again, Lauren, looks like in the long range, at least what we see here close to 90. What are we seeing as far as the beyond the 7-day?
Well, we could go a little higher than 90.
Don't say it.
I know. Not out of the question, unfortunately, as we look at that long range data. But beyond the 7-day, too, a lot of you are wondering, are we still going to have this more active pattern where we get storms around? Anything going to be brewing in the tropics? Well, if we look here across the southeast, it looks like those rain chances could be slightly above average 8 to 14 days from now. What I've been seeing signs of is kind of a northwest flow pattern. And what that means is when we have northwesterly flow in the upper atmosphere, that allows these disturbances to come through that can bring us a better shot of rain. So here we are going into next Friday. We see that northwest flow continuing to bring down disturbances that helps to serve as a focal point for rain and storms in the atmosphere. And I think that's a trend that could continue maybe even into the next week. So it's something we're going to be watching, but I will say it doesn't look like anything cohesive in terms of a surefire tropical development. Fiery though, if we're going to make a transition there, it does look like above average temperatures, well above average temperatures 8 to 14 days from now across the middle of the country. And yeah, that includes us. So what does that translate to? Well, maybe by the time we get into later next week, we could see temperatures back in the mid 90s. I know it shows a 100 a couple weeks from now, but we're just going to ignore that from now and not get too focused on it. But we'll be right back with a look at your Gulf and mountain forecasts with Nikki Ferguson.
At West Shore Home, we pride ourselves on being the fastest and most convenient option for homeowners who are looking for a new shower or bath project. Today, Joe and I are going to look at some projects, why they're so popular, and how we can offer you some extra savings right now.
Yeah, well, Kirsten, the big question out there is why are so many people choosing to remodel their shower or bath right now?
Joe, right now homeowners across America are looking for ways to reinvest and build value in their homes. Replacing your shower or bath is a great way to do that. For folks who call in right now, we're offering some great savings with our 4th of July flash sale. You can lock in that price and get limited time long-term financing of 0% APR for 48 months. And on top of that, for anyone who calls in now, we'll take an additional $1,500 off your shower or bath project.
Wow, it seems like the price of everything else keeps going up, but you're saying for anybody that calls in now, they can lock in their price and get 0% APR for 48 months. That's amazing. Now, Kirsten, for a project like this, they probably have to put some money down, right?
They definitely don't. So many people think when they're going to do a project like this, they have to have thousands of dollars saved up for a down payment. That's simply not the case.
So you're saying they can start their project now and not have to worry about paying anything out of pocket. That's incredible. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, what do one of these projects look like when they're finished? Can you give us an example?
This homeowner wanted something that was safer and more accessible. We came in and installed a brand new walk-in shower. The best part is they were able to take advantage of our long-term financing, that 0% APR for 48 months. And just as a reminder, anyone who calls in right now can get an additional $1,500 off their project.
Wow, Kirsten, thanks so much, folks. It does not get any easier than this. This offer ends this week. Call in now to get 0% APR for 48 months. And for a limited time, they're taking $1,500 off every shower and bath project. Call West Shore Home now.
All right, let's take a look at what's going on at the beaches. Now, we do have average water temperature this time of the year is in the mid 80s. Actually, in July, it usually peaks out at about 84 degrees, 85 degrees next month for August. But right now, we are at 86 degrees. Now, temporarily yesterday, it was at 88, but the rains came in and cooled things down a little bit. But we've got some storms going on in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a stalled system down there, and there's a very high rip current. So if you're headed down to the beaches, be sure and always pay attention to those flags. You know, yellow means caution, the red means stay out of there, and double red flags, it's actually illegal to get into the surf because it could be pretty treacherous, and then people, and you endanger their lives when they go in to rescue you. So scattered showers and thunderstorms at the beach. It's not a constant thing, but you can see this goes for Panama City back through Destin, Pensacola, Gulf Shores, Fort Walton, all of those places. Just hit and miss showers and thunderstorms now through the weekend. Now it begins to taper off a little bit going into Saturday and Sunday. But look at this. These are projections for rainfall totals between now and, let's say, Monday. Could pick up almost 3 inches of rain into Mobile and parts of Baldwin County, and a little bit more sparse, but still substantial on down the beaches there into the Florida Panhandle. So your forecast down there is pretty soggy. I was supposed to go to the beach this past week with my son and daughter, but anyway, plans fell through, and I'm not upset because there's an 80% chance of rain through Friday, 60% going into the weekend, and then just some hit and miss showers there. It's actually cooler at the beaches, though, than it is here with those highs topping out in the low to mid 80s. If you're not a beach person and you want to head to the mountains, well, here's your Smoky Mountain forecast. We have some scattered showers there as well, 50% going into tomorrow, and then we're down about a 40% chance, 40 to 50% chance going into the weekend. But you know, some vacations, even if it's raining, it's just good to change your environment and kind of reset your brain. And while you're there, if you want to share a picture with us, feel free. We can share it right here on Good Day Extra with the whole class. You just download our free First Alert weather app, scroll down the bottom, take a pic, and send it on in. Have a good vacation.
I hear you, Mickey, and I always say any day at the beach is a good day, right? All right, 7-day forecast. We're looking at the chance for those storms increasing tomorrow again down along the coast, especially with that tropical system. Do check the weather app, and if we do see anything develop there, we'll let you know this weekend. Right now, we're hanging on to a 30% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but certainly looks like a bit more active weather setup here over the next few days that we'll be tracking for you tonight. Check in with us for updates on WBRC Fox 6 News at 9, 9:30, and 10.